Hi everybody, this is Jen and welcome to another episode of Ask Frugal Upstate. So today I've got a question from Amarilyn and she asks me, do you use any homemade cleaning supplies outside of laundry soap? I know you grow a lot of your own veggies, eat venison, and I read about the amazing organic bacon. What is your thoughts on organic overall? I buy organic for anything I eat the skin of or is consumed whole, non-organic for anything I can peel. I'm just curious as to your thoughts and philosophy on this subject. Well, I love the idea of organic. I really do. And I think that if money were no object, I would go completely organic because I believe better safe than sorry. And in most cases, not only are organic products less processed, less chemicals, although that's not always true. I mean, Numinos or whatever the Oreo wannabes that they make are just as junk foody as Oreos, just slightly better ingredients. But overall, you tend to have a good quality. And usually for organic, you can feel usually safe that things are if they're animal products, that they're raised in a good environment, and if it's organic as in vegetables and fruits and things that are grown, you can feel that they're probably done in a way that are kind to the surrounding area, not only to the crops. And I like those ideas. I like those things. And when I garden, I do so organically because if I have complete control over what I'm growing, then why not? When it comes to shopping, however, the organic thing and the frugal living thing can run right straight head on to each other sometimes because organic ain't cheap. I mean, we all know this. So you got to kind of make your own choices. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't buy organic milk. I don't buy organic eggs. Most of the stuff I buy, I just try to be smart and I try to grow as many of my own vegetables. And otherwise, I really don't go too all out on the organic. Because I'm convinced that organic on most circumstances is better for you. I'm not convinced that things that are not organic are necessarily bad for you. Now, I know there are people who feel differently, and I'm sure there will be a whole bunch of people who will leave a whole bunch of comments to the contrary, and that's your opinion, and we welcome it as long as it's expressed in a kind manner. In a respectful manner. But otherwise, I don't know, when there's only so much money, and honestly, with what I see happening with the economy, most people aren't going to have the luxury. They're going to have to buy necessities, and there's going to be a point at which there just isn't enough money to go for everything they need. And things like organic can turn into a luxury. What I do is I do make a lot of my own cleaning products. I really don't use very much at all that's caustic. I haven't bought spray cleaners in a long time. Maybe there's like one bottle of 409 floating around. We do have pipe problems, and there are probably better ways, but the third floor in our bathroom gets clogged up, and I know we use Drano. I know there's people out there who are going to freak, but we do use Drano. But I try when I can to use boiling water, which works in a lot of cases. I make my own laundry soap, which makes it fairly organic. I mean, I don't know, maybe somebody out there has a problem with washing soda, but when it's Fells Naphtha washing soda and borax, it's pretty good. I use vinegar and water a lot for cleaning. I use some bleach, but there's questions about that as well. And the truth is that I'm not a big cleaner. I know. I have a sister-in-law who has the neatest house on the face of the planet, and that is not me. So I try my best. I try when I have a choice. If the price is fairly equitable, I go for the Dawn because I think that's better for the environment with what gets flushed down. I really love the 7th generation products. I try to buy them sometimes. But I think the best thing to do is I try to be kind to the environment by, not using heated water in my washer and dryer, line drying during the summer a lot, growing my own, composting, having a worm bin, which I have now. Trying not to put too many chemicals down the drain, peeling things, stuff like that. I just can't justify when the cost difference is so huge, I just can't justify going all organic with the groceries. And the fact of the matter is that some organic farms these days, when the organic product is being made by Company X, that's a big, huge conglomerate, while they might be using organic in that the fertilizers they're using are organic or whatever, it doesn't mean they're actually done the way a small farm would do organic. So I'm not even confident that by buying an organic label that in all circumstances I'm really would be adhering to those kind of values anyway. Is it better than typical factory farming? Well, probably, but still, I don't know. It's a hard question. It really is, and you can't can't be all things. And in my case, there's an element of saving money that comes ahead, and I choose to try to be as organic as possible by doing things like gardening. So I hope that answers your question. Now remember, of course, you can always connect with me on my blog, frugalupstate.com. You can leave comments here on YouTube. We love hearing that in YouTube as well. And there's, of course, the Frugal Upstate Facebook page, which I hope you go by and like so that you can join in the conversation there. And that is facebook.com/frugalupstate. So please stop by the website, look at some of our great articles, subscribe for email updates over there so you hear what's going on. And of course, like I said, there's always Facebook. We love talking to people on Facebook. So have a great day and join us next time for another Ask Frugal Upstate.